Welcome to Neurodivergent Mom Life, Unfiltered and Unstoppable. I'm Corey, and today we're diving into a topic that I know many of us deal with: handling emotional meltdowns in our neurodivergent daughters. As moms, seeing our kids struggle with intense emotions can be overwhelming, and figuring out how to help them through it without escalating the situation can feel like a challenge. Trust me, I've been there, and over the years I've learned some strategies that can make all the difference. Today, I'm sharing those strategies with you. Let's get into it. So first, it's important to understand what a meltdown is and how it's different from a tantrum or emotional outburst. Meltdowns happen when a neurodivergent person's nervous system is overwhelmed, often due to sensory overload, emotional overload, or even a sudden change in routine. It's not about bad behavior. It's about being in a state of overwhelm that they can't control or stop in the moment. For our neurodivergent daughters, meltdowns can be particularly intense because they're often juggling a lot of internal emotions and external pressures. These meltdowns aren't something they choose, and it's not something they can just snap out of. It's a physical and emotional response to being overstimulated or overwhelmed. So when your daughter is having a meltdown, it's easy to feel helpless or frustrated. But there are strategies you can use to help her through it in a way that supports her needs and emotions. Here are a few that have worked for me. Number 1, stay calm and grounded. Your daughter is already overwhelmed, and if you become upset or anxious, it can escalate the situation. Try to stay calm, speak softly, and move slowly. Your energy can have a grounding effect on her. Tip number 2, create a safe space. If possible, take her to a sensory-friendly space where she can feel safe and away from the source of overstimulation. This could be a quiet room, a dimly lit space, or somewhere with familiar items that bring her comfort, like a favorite blanket or stuffed animal. Tip number 3, use minimal words. During a meltdown, your daughter may not be able to process language the way she usually would. Keep your words simple and clear. Something like, "You're safe," "I'm here." Avoid asking questions or giving instructions, as this can add to the overwhelm. And tip number 4, offer sensory support. If your daughter responds well to sensory tools, offer her a weighted blanket, noise-canceling headphones, or even a favorite fidget toy. These tools can help her regulate her sensory input and start calming down. Once the meltdown has passed, it's important to focus on repair and recovery. This isn't the time for a lecture or consequences. It's time for healing and connection. Begin by validating her feelings. Let your daughter know that it's okay to have big feelings and that she's not in trouble for having a meltdown. A simple, "I know that was really hard for you," can go a long way in helping her feel understood and safe. Next, give her time to recover. After a meltdown, your daughter may still feel emotionally drained. Give her a time to rest and recover in whatever way works best for her, whether it's curling up with a favorite book, taking a nap, or engaging in a calming activity. And finally, talk about it later. When your daughter is calm and feeling more regulated, you can gently talk about what happened. This is a good time to ask if there was anything specific that triggered the meltdown and how you can help her feel more supported in the future. Keep the conversation compassionate and focused on problem solving rather than blame. I remember a particularly tough meltdown my daughter had when she was younger. We were out in a busy, loud environment, lots of people, bright lights, music playing, the works. At first, everything seemed fine, but I noticed her starting to fidget and cover her ears. It wasn't long before the meltdown started. I used to get so stressed in those situations, feeling like I needed to fix it immediately or remove us from the environment. But over time, I realized that the most important thing I could do was to stay calm. I knelt down beside her, gently led her to a quieter space, and just sat with her while she processed everything. I didn't try to stop the meltdown, I just supported her through it. Afterward, when she was feeling better, we talked about how overwhelming the experience had been and came up with a plan for the next time. That moment taught me that meltdowns aren't something to fix. They're something to navigate with empathy, patience, and understanding. To wrap up, handling emotional meltdowns in neurodivergent daughters is all about staying calm, creating a safe space, and offering support without overwhelming them further. Meltdowns aren't a sign of bad behavior or bad parenting. They're a response to sensory or emotional overload. By validating your daughter's feelings and offering her the tools she needs to feel safe, you're helping her build 1% off your order. Thank you for tuning in today, and remember, you're doing an incredible job, even during those tough meltdown moments. Thanks for joining me on Neurodivergent Mom Life Unfiltered and Unstoppable. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, or share this episode with someone who might need some extra support when handling meltdowns. And until next time, remember, you're doing amazing work, even when it doesn't always feel like it. I'll see you next time.